What's happening, everybody? Chrispy Divine Central Mass Vapors. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, today we're going to stick with the same format as the last video, which I hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to do a little bit of a juice time, and then we're going to talk about some hardware. Okay? The hardware that we're going to talk about today is going to be awesome. I can't wait to talk about it. The only thing different about today is we're not going to do an up close and personal for two reasons. One, I suck at doing it. I just don't do it right. It doesn't look right. And two, you guys have seen this RDA. This isn't news, okay? This isn't something new that's coming out like tomorrow. This is something you've seen before, you probably already love, but we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about it hard, okay? But first up, let's talk about the juice. Today, the juice in question is BlueBird, okay? Now, if you're in the stores or online and you're looking for this label, don't, okay? This is the old labels. They have rebranded BlueBird as in its own entity, okay? It is its own entity, I should say, okay? So I'm going to show you a picture real quick of the new BlueBird labels because I don't have that in my possession. So ready and go. Okay, so now you know. If you're out in the stores, you're online, look for those labels. It has nothing to do with this anymore, okay? So BlueBird, when it first came out anyway, and I had this bottle in my possession, it said White Buffalo Vapors on it, okay? Well, apparently, and I don't know the exact story of why they did this, but they basically took the idea of BlueBird, the juice, rebranded it, and now it's its own entity, okay? So it's not a BlueBird by White Buffalo Vapors, it's BlueBird by BlueBird, okay? I verified this with them just to make sure I was on the right page by them, okay? So if you're out there looking, you're going to look to find them on the web. You're going to look at www.bluebirdstheword.com. You can see it right down here. You see it? Okay, good. That's where you're going to want to go if you want to buy it. Of course, you can buy it probably in your local vape shops. Now, I know me personally, the reason why I realized that I had this gem in my possession was because of the fact that I went to a local vape shop, Lineage Vapors of Lunenburg, and homeboy had the stuff behind the counter, and he gave it to me, and he's like, oh, this is my favorite juice right now, and I was like, cool, let me try it. Smelled it, I'm like, this smells really familiar. I'm like, I know I have this stuff, but it had different labels, and I had picked this up, I don't know, a couple bottles of this, I don't know where I got it from, but I've had it lingering, and I just haven't had a chance to get around it, because I knew it was a blueberry. I always have blueberry stuff coming around here, because I'm a fan of blueberry stuff. So I haven't had a chance. Well, as soon as I realized what I had been sitting on, I ran home, cracked it open, built up an RDA, and now I'm enjoying it for reals, okay? So with that said, let's go down. Let's take a quick toke on this. We're going to talk about the flavors, talk about how to get it, and then we're going to move on. Because guess what? We have stuff to talk about. Wow. Okay. I'm getting in on this. I should say that the stuff in this bottle is the same exact stuff that you're going to get in the other bottle. It's not a different juice. It's just a different label, rebranded on its own turf, okay? Wow. Okay, so what is BlueBird, okay? What is this juice? What I love about this, first and foremost, you go on their website, you look at their labels on here, and or you know what they have for information on here, and instead of going in this long drawn out thing about what it is and oh this, that, and the other thing, they have 3 bullet points. That's the flavor profile, and that's it. Love it. Makes it easier for me, so I don't have to read a lot, right? So the details: berry, cheesecake, crunch. Okay, so they don't even specify that it's blueberry per se. They just say berry, which I guess you would think it's blueberry because of the BlueBird and all that, whatever. But I guess when it's all said and done, it doesn't come out as a strong blueberry flavor. But it definitely, in my brain, maybe it's because of that whole mind over matter thing. You see blue, you think BlueBird, and it comes off as blueberry. I don't know. But they say blueberry, berry, crunch, cheesecake. And when you really get in on this juice, you can really start to think and feel, and all your senses kind of come into play here. Maybe not all of them, but some of them come into play, and you really start to taste what it is supposed to be, okay? Let me take another hit because I'm never satisfied. Absolutely delicious. Now, one of the things I like about this juice is that berry flavor is not the flavor that comes out and punches you in the face and drowns out everything. For me, it's that crunchy feeling, okay? Like, or that flavor of crunch, you know, like, trying to think, not like peanut butter, Butterfinger crunch, but like the crunch, like the topping you would get on something sweet. Like, I'm trying to think of like what it would, maybe like a Heath bar crunch. I don't know. It's really hard for me to like, you know, explain what I'm talking about, because when you're talking about crunch, it's like, what crunch are you talking about? You can't feel a crunch, you know? But you can definitely get where they're coming from. And then of course that cheesecake has that really, really rich like taste that comes into play. But then there's that blueberry that you can taste throughout the whole thing, or that berry, I should say. For me, I'm only tasting blueberry because that's what's in my head. However, it comes together. It's just a really, really great flavor. I really appreciate their marketing on this. Okay, the blueberry, or the bluebird rather, nice plain white background. It's really just like a nice, easy on the eyes, you know, type of thing to look at. It makes you like, you know, appreciate the flavors more when you can actually sit there. You know, it's like me and vinyl. Okay, I love records, right? People say, well, why do you care about records? It doesn't sound as good as CDs and all that. Well, with a CD, which even nowadays we don't even talk CD, we've kind of gotten rid of all of it, and now we're on MP3s. But what do you miss? Like, you don't get to look at the sleeves, you don't get to read, like, you know, the liner notes, you know, there's nothing to, like, appreciate, okay? You just hit play. Well, the same thing with this. Like, when you have a juice like that, you know, not that you're going to sit there and you're going to read the, like, label over and over again, but to have something you can actually look at and kind of put a face to when you're enjoying this type of juice. To me, it's all part of the experience. You may see it differently, but that's okay. We don't have to see eye to eye on everything, right? Exactly. So one of the cool things about this company is they're born and raised in New England. Like I said, their juice is all over the place now. They're you know, repping hard in all kinds of other states, but they were born and raised in New England, which of course is my turf, right? Okay, great. So let's talk about something else. Pricing. Now, as we go to pricing, on their website, you can get this for a 30 ml bottle for $18, okay? That's not bad at all. It's definitely worth the price of admission, okay? Nicotine levels, the regular 0, 3, 6, and 12. What I think is so funny is nowadays you're not seeing juices being manufactured at super high nicotine levels, because a lot of people start off high, but then they get like crazy and they start doing all this other stuff that they can't vape high nicotine levels. So, I mean, me personally, like I was at 12 for like a month or two or whatever, and then I was at 6 and 3, and now I'm starting to dabble in 1.5 mil. And that's just great. I mean, it just speaks volumes. Like all those people that are naysayers about how it's helping you quit smoking. Screw you, buddy. I freaking smoke like a fiend, and now I don't even care about nicotine. I mean, that says something, right? Exactly. So, what else? Let's go to the homepage here. You can also purchase these in a 120 bottle for $55. Again, that is absolutely inexpensive compared to others. But you're, again, like we talked about last week about value. When you buy this juice, you're buying a high quality juice. You're not paying out your ass, but you're getting, you know, good value, good juice, nice packaging. I can't talk about their shipping or anything like that because I'm not familiar with that. But I'm sure, you know, they do just fine. And their website is super, super easy to navigate. It really isn't like a big, huge ordeal. They do have a specific Facebook page for BlueBird, which I just seen. I didn't know they did, which is kind of cool. So you can actually just go right onto BlueBird's Facebook, and you can get up-to-date information on all that. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to put into the description here the Facebook page as well as the website where you can purchase it. You guys can check it out yourself. Again, if you're into like berry flavors, cheesecakey flavors, you know, desserty type flavors, definitely check this out. It's super, super subtle, but definitely packs a punch. And if you like that sort of thing, you're going to love this. All day long, all I've had in my friggin' head is
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life.
But it's really not Blackbird, it's BlueBird. You get it? I get it. Okay. And we're back, guys. Thank you guys for your patience, even though to you it probably only took a second. To me, it was like 5 days. If you guys are a part of the Divine Vaping Group, then you would have already known because I posted on there that I had got up for something during the little intermission. And when I came back, I had forgot to make sure that I was in focus. So I wasn't in focus. So I had to scratch that half of the video, went back to start doing it again, did the whole half of the video, and I wasn't recording. So this is my third attempt at doing this stupid freaking thing. So let's bang it out real quick, and then we can move on. I can post it. We can do something else. Okay. Before I go, I wanted to make mention in the middle of the video to make sure to go over to the Divine Vaping Group, spread the word, tell your friends. There's going to be a lot of fun things going on. If you're not a part of, Facebook, I completely understand. Twitter, there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's all kinds of different ways to keep in contact with me. I'm also going to be putting together my own website blog type thing, so that'll be kind of cool. You can get all my videos there and links, and maybe I'll probably be following up with little mini blogs after the blog for people who don't like to watch videos and would rather read. Who knows? So anyways, let's get down to it. Very special review today because this is one of my absolute favorite RDAs to date. I have said it in the past, probably a bunch of times. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. But I'm going to say it again, and I'll probably say it a million times after. But this one is really my favorite. So much my favorite that I went out and had to figure out a way to get a second one. Now, the Kennedy RDAs, they're not cheap, okay? But they're not overly expensive. I mean, these days, $100 for an RDA is not that expensive. It's not cheap either. Why is the Kennedy so important to me? Well, let's say this. It happens more than you would think that I'll find an RDA, I'll like it, and then, give it a couple weeks and something will happen to it. Maybe it'll lose its allure to me, or, maybe, I'll lose a screw and there wasn't enough screws in the bag, or maybe it, or maybe something new comes along and I just, jump on that bandwagon. But the Kennedy's been kind of like, an everyday occurrence for me. Right from the V1 to now, I've really, really jumped on the bandwagon with this RDA, and I'm going to talk about a couple reasons why. But first, let's get introduced, okay? So, what do we have here? We have two of them, okay? This one's just a regular stainless steel with, it's on a box. This is a brass deck with a black and red splatter top, and it's got this really nice little drip tip. I don't remember who the name of the people that put these out, but they're really, really cool, and they're not too expensive either. I prefer using mechanical mods these days more than anything. It just so happens that a couple of my mechanical mods that I really dig are out of commission right now. So I have it on this brass rig, and I have it on this box, which of course we all know Rocket Chicken box mods I love. So let's just look at one of these for a sec. Now, we're not going to go deep down and up close and personal because I'm not good at that. So let's just look at it from where we're sitting. Okay, so the Kennedy V2 or 24, they're calling it. It's a 24 millimeter RDA. You can also get it in a 22 millimeter or the Kennedy 22, right? Which is cool because, a lot of mechanical mods you can find that are 22 millimeters in diameter, or in situations like my Rocket Chicken box mod, the Kaju, which came with the Fat Daddy V4, I believe, which came with 3 different platforms that you can screw off depending on what size atomizer you have. So stuff like that really comes in handy. I prefer the 24 just because most of the things that I have, it fits and looks well. It's got a very simple deck. I mean, it's the posts are really simple. 3-post design, copper center post. What really makes this special, and this is where I probably should, take it up close and personal and all that garbage, but I'm not going to. I'll show you a picture right here. As you can see, the picture in there shows that the airflow does not come on the sides, and you adjust it based on like an AFC ring, or or even just the built-in, like the tugboat has the built-in airflow. This has these two posts that come up from the bottom, and the airflow goes down through the bottom, and actually it comes out the sides, if you can see where I'm talking about, these little places on the side. So it is perfect for cloud chasing, which obviously you guys know that's not my deal, but for whatever reason, the Kennedy also produces some of the most fantastic flavor ever, okay? So you got those two post holes. Now when the first one came out, it was like you could buy the competition version, which came with this top cap that actually had additional airflow going through the top. I don't know if the 24s, I don't believe the 24s have that option. If they do, it really isn't that intriguing to me, simply because of the fact that I don't cloud chase like that in the competitions. And also, this is perfect airflow for me. Huge deck, okay, and huge juice well. And the best part about the 24 is that it doesn't leak. The V1 did have some leaking issues. The V2 or the Kennedy 24 does not have these same issues. Let's go ahead and just see how this bad boy performs. And I'm going to take it to the brass one because, like I said, I just really dig into the Mac. As you can see, nice big vapor production, which could be because of a ton of different things. But again, it's probably not bigger than your cloud, but that's fine. I don't need it to be bigger than your cloud. Oh, God. Let's see. Let me juice this up real quick. Let's see. Now, the cool thing about the closed deck to me is the fact that I don't have to deal with that whole lining up of the airflows, okay? I really don't like that. I always hate things like that. Like, oh, it's not in front of here. It's already placed for me. I build the coils in the right place, and there's the work is done for me. And like I said, as long as well, I didn't say this, but it said it doesn't leak. Well, as long as you don't get the juice over those two post holes that lead to the bottom, it isn't gonna leak. So it's just like perfect for those people that like to over drip like myself. I can't help it. It's just who I am. Well, that's better. The Kennedy RDA is perfect for hybrid mods. It's got the perfect 510 pin for hybrid mods. So that is a beautiful thing. Really, there's not much I could say about it. I could go on and tell you how much I love it, but really it is what it is. If you are a person out there that is looking for a decent RDA and you're looking for something that is going to last you for a long time, it is going to be something that you're going to go to always, the Kennedy RDA, the 24, the 22 is something that I will absolutely 100% stand behind. Kennedy Enterprises is a really classy company. They got nice products, and they just came out with the Ruby mod, okay? Now, the Ruby mod is a fabulous mechanical mod that actually has the deck of the Kennedy built into the mod itself. So you're talking about like absolutely 0 volt drop, right? Now you're probably saying to yourself, well, why would you just want one deck built in? But that's the fabulous part about it. The Kennedy is that fabulous that you do want the deck built into the freaking mod, okay? It's not a cheap RDA. You're not gonna pay $30 for this. The Kennedy 24 is $105 bucks. If you shop around for it, I'm sure you can find it cheaper. This is just based off of the KennedyVapor.com. The 22 millimeter version is $100, so $5 less. And I will tell you this, what I love, okay, is that you can actually go out and buy just the deck, okay? And the deck is $65. And you're probably thinking, why would I want just the deck? Well, let's just say that you already have a Kennedy at home, and then say you went out to a shop and you've seen this fabulous looking top cap, or top cap, whatever, to the Kennedy, and you bought it and you've been using that, and then you're sitting at home and you're like, well, I just got this other top cap that I don't use anymore. Well, guess what? Go out and buy just the deck for $65. You save yourself that $50, or you already spent it anyway, and now you have yourself a secondary mod. Plus, like I said, there are tons of different places you can buy different top caps. There's like different colors and all kinds of crazy stuff. So that's always cool. You can actually also still buy the V1 while supplies last. Obviously, they're like, probably getting rid of them. Those are $80 still. And like I said, that to me is a fabulous RDA as well. Just to me, this one's better. But that's just my opinion. You may like the first one better. I don't know. So anyways, with that said, KennedyVapor.com, check it out. You can buy it all over the place. But if you want to go right to the source, go check it out. God, I just like talk and talk and talk. So anyway, if you guys are bored and you guys want to come hang out with me at the Divine Vaping Group, please do find yourself a place there and come hang out with me. Otherwise, we'll be here another time, another day. Keep your eyes peeled. Kasai has been putting out all kinds of different stuff to help us fight for our right to vape. If you don't do it, nobody else is going to do it for you, so get on that.